Welcome to Mystery Vault. The movie Haunted, released in 2011, is about Rehan, who's a real estate broker. He heads to Koti in Shimla to seal a deal on a property called Glen Manor. But man, he never could have imagined what was going to happen to him there once he arrived. Soon after getting there, he finds out that the mansion's caretaker had just died recently. Rumors are flying that his death was caused by ghosts living in the mansion. At first, Rehan doesn't buy into any of this stuff. But once he starts staying in the mansion, every single night at exactly 3 a.m., screams from some girl start echoing through the house. On top of that, he finds a photo of some girl, and at one point, it feels like some girl's playing the piano in there. But Rehan had strict orders from his grandpa. The property deal has to go through no matter what. So, to figure out the reason behind all these creepy events in the house, Rehan sets up cameras and stuff all over to record everything. Again, right when the clock hits 3 at night, those screams kick off once more, and in one room, Rehan spots some girl trapped in a well with a chandelier crashing down on her too. Come morning, Rehan checks the camera footage, but it's totally blank. Nothing but static or empty. Then, out of nowhere, someone snatches matches from the house and bolts, and Rehan chases after the guy. The dude says he only stole them to lure Rehan away from the house, because there's something in there that overhears everything they say. And the guy blows on Rehan's injured hand, and get this, the weird part is, Rehan's wound heals up instantly. When Rehan asks who he is, the man goes, 80 years ago, something went down in this house, and ever since we've been stuck here. And she has something she wants to tell you. Then he just vanishes. That night again, a book falls by itself in the house, and Rehan finds a letter inside it. Yeah, he starts reading the letter. And that's how we learn it's from a girl named Meera, who wrote it to her mom and dad right before taking her own life. Meera explains that ever since her parents left for Delhi to attend a party, all this nightmare stuff started happening to her. She had exams coming up soon, so she couldn't go with them to Delhi. Just some servants and Margaret, who looked after Meera, were around. Meera goes to her piano teacher, Professor Iyer's place for lessons, and tells him she won't be able to come starting tomorrow because her folks aren't home. But the professor's like, if you can't come, I'll come to your house for the lessons. And Meera agrees, which ends up being the trigger for her whole tragedy. The next evening, she heads into the city with the driver for some errands, leaving Meera alone at home with her piano teacher. The lesson starts, and then the professor starts forcing himself on her. He wanted to assault her, and no matter how much she said no, he wouldn't stop. In the struggle, Meera grabs a heavy lamp and smashes it on Iyer's head, splitting it open bad. He dies right there on the spot. Margaret gets home, sees the mess, and calls the police. Cops show up, investigate, and find Meera's scarf plus some vulgar sketches at Iyer's house. That night, Iyer appears in Meera's dream, threatening her. What I couldn't do alive, I'll damn sure do now that I'm dead. Her parents still hadn't been told anything yet, but with things getting way more serious, she sends a servant to Delhi with a telegram. But next morning, the servant's severed head turns up at the gate. So yeah, Iyer meant business. He killed the guy. Margaret tries to get Meera out of there, but the driver's already been murdered too. Now they're basically prisoners in their own home, because this evil spirit won't let Meera escape no matter what. Meera's sleeping next to Margaret, but wakes up and Margaret's gone. Noises coming from the bathroom. She checks and finds Margaret's severed head in a box. Then Iyer's ghost attacks Meera, ripping her clothes. She fights hard to protect herself but can't, and the spirit rapes her. It traps her soul in the house, tormenting her every night with the same horror. It all becomes too much for Meera. She writes that letter to her parents and kills herself. But even suicide doesn't free her soul from this monster. 80 years later, he's still haunting and abusing Meera's spirit every night. Those screams you hear, that's her, even today. Rehan gets super emotional hearing all this, and he decides he has to free Meera from this endless pain. So he goes to meet this local lady, Mrs. Stevens. As soon as he gets there, without him saying a word, she somehow knows he's from Glen Manor. He spills everything, and she agrees to come check it out. They head over, and that's when they really feel how twisted and evil Iyer's spirit is. And saying an evil spirit's real name just makes it stronger. Stevens says she can't handle this thing and bails, telling Rehan to get out of there ASAP. But Rehan stays put, starts calling out Iyer's name to challenge him. The spirit flips, attacks Rehan, hurls him out of the house, and the screams crank up again. Next morning, Rehan wakes up and runs into that same mysterious guy. The dude tells him, when you connect with the fear, the world will shift, and time will merge into one. Then he blows on Rehan again. Rehan heads back inside, starts playing the piano, and suddenly realizes everything around him has changed. He's time-traveled 80 years back, to the exact day Meera's parents were heading to Delhi. And if he's really jumped back in time, there's only one reason: to save Meera. He swears he'll do it no matter what. So Rehan bumps into Meera on her way home from piano class, asks for directions to the city. She gets suspicious at first because of his modern clothes, but he plays it off like he's from outer space or some far place, gets the directions, and they part ways. Next day, Rehan shows up at the house during the piano lesson, figuring if he stops it, Iyer won't assault her, and she won't have to kill him. Plan sounded solid, but Iyer kicks Rehan out of the room, then sneaks up and clocks him on the head. Starts assaulting Meera again. Rehan's out cold from the blow, and meanwhile, Meera kills the professor in self-defense. Rehan comes to in the hospital with Meera visiting him. He tries warning her that the guy's still coming for you, but she doesn't get it right then. That night in the hospital, Iyer's spirit torments Rehan. I know you came from 80 years in the future to save her, but I won't let you save Meera or even her servants. Rehan bolts straight to Meera's house, but it's too late. The servant's already dead. He desperately tries convincing Meera and Margaret he's from the future and knows what's coming, but Meera kicks him out. Later, Meera and Margaret track Rehan down again. He explains he sensed the spirit, so he secretly told Meera to throw him out to distract Iyer. He fills them in via letters. Says the three of us alone can't beat this evil. So they head to the local church. The priest there tells him about a Sufi at a nearby dargah who's an expert at handling spirits like this. Go to him. Also warns, evil spirits peak at 3 a.m., weakest at 3 p.m. So escape the house then. Right at 3 p.m., they pack up and bounce. The dargah's far, so night falls on the way. They crash at a lodge. Back at the empty house, 3 a.m. hits, Iyer's spirit hunts for Meera, gets furious when she's gone. Then a phone call comes to the lodge for Margaret. Someone on the line says, Iyer, and she repeats the name by mistake. Boom! Spirit possesses her, starts acting creepy with Meera, forcing itself again. Rehan hears the commotion, rushes in, but a massive chandelier or something crushes down on Margaret's back. Rehan grabs Meera and they flee toward the dargah. Part of the way's on foot. Spirit's still chasing, attacking with branches and stuff. They barely make it to the dargah, but it blocks their path, ready to kill. Rehan quickly drags something sacred, maybe Margaret's body or an item, across the threshold. The spirit writhes in pain and backs off. Inside, Rehan realizes the Sufi is the same mysterious guy from his present time. He explains, Iyer's spirit latched onto Meera because his blood's still on her locket. Throwing it away won't work. Nearby ruined mosque has an old blessed well. Take the spirit there, use the 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air, sky, to trap it in the well. That's the only way it'll leave her forever. Sufi also gives Meera holy water to keep the spirit at bay for a bit. They reach the well, add the 4 elements. Meera's about to drop the locket when the spirit bursts out, snatches her. She splashes holy water and tries escaping, but it blocks with walls. Rehan shows up. They run for the well, but the holy water bottle shatters. Spirit grabs Meera again, slams Rehan with a branch. Rehan yells for her to yank off the locket and toss it in. She does. But Spirit drags her away once more. Rehan breaks free, sees the locket didn't make it in. It's stuck on a brick. He ties a rope to a log, the other end to himself, lowers down into the well, struggles like hell, but finally drops the locket in. Spirit releases Meera, gets sucked into the well forever. Rope snaps, Rehan plummets in too, Meera screaming his name. Rehan snaps back to consciousness in his present time, finds another letter. This one's from Meera to him. Says she's finally okay now, but wasn't happy at first. Then she realizes this second chance at life is a gift from Rehan, so she can't waste it in sadness. She chooses happiness. Soon after, she meets a good guy who makes her happy, marries him, has a son, and names the kid Rehan. Rehan gets all emotional. He's just glad for Meera, knowing those screams won't echo in the house anymore. If you dug this video, hit like, subscribe, and share it. Thank you. If you loved this chilling story, make sure to subscribe to Mystery Vault for more spooky mysteries.